number one. Go.
Hey, my name is Jose Vasquez. I've been a biker for about 4 years. I've had a Harley now for 2. I ride a 2010 Ultra Classic. I love it. I do a lot of the maintenance on it myself. I play with I do a lot of the tinkering with it and put the little bling bling on it. I've been a biker for, like I said, 4 years. I was in the military for 20 years, so I could never have a Harley back then. I did too many deployments. But I did a lot of off-road riding and out in the desert. I also had 2 kids. I had 3 kids. My wife. Now they're grown, so I thought it was time for me to get my Harley. The thing about riding a bike, and especially a Harley, is the history of the Harley. It has a lot of history. I love the history about the bike. You know, a lot of people talk bad about Harleys, but they can never say that there's another bike out there with the history of the Harley. I took a real great trip, me and my brother-in-law and my sister and my wife, up to Canada. That was pretty much the ride of my lifetime. I don't know right now. I can think of another ride that's going to top that one. Everything was perfect, and we just loved it. I like to ride, you know, just to kind of clear my head. A lot of times I'll be all stressed out. My back will be hurting and everything. I'll get on my bike, and it just loosens me right up, and I can just enjoy myself on it, and it makes me feel really good.
Can you think of anything sad about being a Harlista?
Well, about being a Harlista, I can think of a lot of things being sad about being a biker. The way we're treated on the roads by some of the drivers now. They really don't care sometimes about bikers. We're treated pretty rough out there, and there's a lot of friends that have lost their lives and gotten hurt because of the stupidity of drivers. But that's about it.
About something real fun.
Real fun? Just riding. Riding's a lot of fun. I ride with my club, and it's just the camaraderie, the ride there, the ride back. It's a lot of fun doing that.
Get involved with your community at all?
Yeah, I do some things with my community. I do things with my local church, and I ride to my church, and a lot of them kind of, especially the old timers that used to have the old Indians and knuckleheads and panheads. They look at my bike now and they say, "Oh, well, I wish my bike looked as good as that." But they had a lot of nostalgia bikes back then.
So how about if your ultimate dream, if you had no care in the world and money wasn't an object, what's your ultimate biker dream?
My ultimate biker dream? I don't know. Having more bikes. I can't think of anything else. Just having more bikes and just riding across the United States without not worrying about it.
So I hear they call you Mr. Harley. Why is that?
Well, they called me Mr. Harley is because I have being in the military, I have a tendency to be very analytical about when it comes to maintenance stuff. So I read the manual, the instruction manuals, and I try to learn everything I can about this bike and how it works and how to put stuff in and what works and what doesn't work. So everybody calls me when they have a question.
So what do you think? What does that being a Harlista? What would say you're a Harlista? What does that mean to you?
Well, being a Harlista, just the word itself, meaning that I am a Hispanic biker, and I am a Hispanic Harley biker. So that is what Harlista to me stands for. When somebody says Harlista, that is a Hispanic Harley rider.
You said earlier you like traveling. You had the ride of your life. You went up to Canada and stuff. What is it about it? What is it about the ride, the traveling? What is it that does it for you?
Well, the bike, it puts you more in touch with what's around you. Driving through some of the Canadian fields, and you can smell the freshly cut grass. You can smell the freshly hay that has been cut. You drive by a barn, you can smell that too. But on top of that, it's the camaraderie between my family, that the couples, my brother-in-law, sister, my wife, that it just brought us closer together in the sense of just being there out on the road and just doing a lot of things that it just drives people together. And I noticed that every time we have a function or a rally somewhere, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter who you see. Just the other day, I met a couple sitting at a McDonald's, and I was driving to Miami, and the couple had Harley gear on, and we said, "Hey, how you doing? Going out for a ride?" And we just sat there and talked for 15 minutes about our Harley experience and riding experience. So, really, when you're a Harley rider, there's no unknown people. Everybody's a friend, and you can stop and talk to anybody, and it's like you've known them forever.
So if you had somebody you would say that inspires you or that you would look up to or that you would go on the ride of a lifetime with, anybody, dead, alive, whatever, that you say, man, this is the person that inspires me, that I look up to, that I would want to go on a ride wherever with, what would come to mind?
Well, the person that inspired me to ride is my brother-in-law, and he's the one that brought me into the biker scene and brought me into llama. Our trip to Canada was awesome, and I think if we had another ride of a lifetime, I think it would be with him and my sister again. I can't think of anybody else I would rather be.
Well, great. Well, thank you for your time.